I say respectfully. No, Evan checked on me, god darn it. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. No, Evan checked off of me. It's not. I'm Naya, Junior with love respect. Today is currently November 7th, 2025. No, it's a check on me. Always be yourself with no blessings. Just no, for real, don't tell me like that when you fall from a hater. Wasn't compared with your hating ass neighbor. It didn't matter their tax bracket. Individuals will send you spell work and cause so much confusion and ruin your reputation when you knew how to respect your neighbor. 6 feet apart. Hold on one second. They wasn't too bright, and then when it comes to being smart, they wanted to dim your light, make you feel like you wasn't worthy. Hold on one second. Practice, a potential. Truly bother they mental when it come to lack of self-control. What happened to discipline at the end of the day? You gotta get physical with play with spoken in a toxic way. Neighbor didn't matter your tax, right? Or because someone was operating on high vibrations at the end of the day that bother your mental health because you was having a mental crisis at the end of the day when you said someone didn't have potential. You said someone truly mentally unstable, but hold on one second, something you couldn't relate to is someone truly being authentic. You a copycat hater at the end of the day. You couldn't be your own self when it came to your personality because hold on one second, you can understand how to weather your own storm and stay in your lane. Never check on you, be so surprised how folks would put you in competition when you was never competing, and then they would try to ruin you because you was willing to choose you. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself, most intentions. You don't have to know somebody for someone to send you spell work, good day, bad day, and misunderstanding. And I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself because someone doesn't see your greatness or someone doesn't believe in your faith. We all don't pray the same, but I'm far from a hater. No, that's straight off of me. I'm far from a hater. No, for real, for real. Always be yourself and don't molest attentions. I'm Naya, Junior with love respect. To the genuine ones with no intentions, I truly hope all is well on your end. Never give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to love you, respect you, or protect you. You overflowed the wrong cup, but you matter and you are worthy. Never give up on yourself. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process, and I say it respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself. Loving yourself is not a crime. No, Evan straight don't be so would love the patriarch to be the villain story. No, for real, it sounds good on their end. Always be yourself. I'm not using respect. Loving yourself, never dim your light. They will never understand catching your blessings. Don't dim your light, the enemy will test you. But God surely show your motivation is different. The tools that God installed within you. You got shakes and dudes in different tax brackets, throwing spoke in a toxic way. They trying to discourage you when it comes to get mental, when it comes to growth and actually acting your body weight. Even when you get lost in your words, God was showing you that hold on one second, you was worthy of that light. At the end of the day, to truly go within, understand unconditional love started. The hold on one second started within. Regards to the obstacles you had to overcome, trauma and pain, they would never understand your vocabulary actually hits different. Hold on one second, you had to play mind manipulation games when you ran from your past. Nah. That's what they wanted you to do. But take accountability for you. Actually, they would never understand growth actually is different. Folks won't like you because you're willing to choose you, regardless you came from poverty and pain. Never stop showing up for you. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. No, it's straight on me, god darn it. Always be yourself with no misintentions, Never dim your light because someone got so much excuses. They don't want you to become your best self version of yourself when, hold on one second, when you was never in competition. They need a tissue at the end day when it comes to, hold on one second, you was far from a crash out when someone said you didn't have potential. They wanted you to be in a mindset of being so low vibration, but God restored you for all the right reasons when it came to that season. No, Evan, surely, always be yourself with no messages. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. No, Evan, trade on me. Entertainment purposes only. No, Evan, trade on me. When you have that one friend at the end of the day that decides to call you, hey, what's going on? I'm changing my life around for all the right reasons, whatever case may be. You want to go to the gym? No, ever straight over me. You know when you one of those friends or whatever the case may be that gotta put a little herbs in your body when it comes to marijuana or whatever the case may be. Nothing too hard because you don't do that hard stuff in the day. No, ever straight over me when it comes to that heavy duty narcotics. What if you be? No. Not that type of stuff. No, the straight over me. So this fool decides to say, you know what, let's have a family day out, going to the gym, a friend day out, or whatever case may be. Go to the gym, no problem. You decide to go smoke your little joint in the corner, or whatever the case may be, or how you want to cut, or whatever the case may be, before you participate in something that you really don't understand today. Your health is the trade off of me, you dumbass. No, for real. You ever had someone instruct you not to do something, but you still say, you know what? I got this. No, ever straight over me. You barely can walk up a fucking flight of stairs, you dumbass. No, the straight over me. So you decided to do, a little warm up or whatever case may be when you get in the gym, smiling at your peoples, whatever case may be. They rooting you on, they cheering you on like they bitch shit cheerleader, whatever case may be. When you got the right people in your life, they actually motivate you. No, ever straight over me, becoming your best self for yourself. But this fool say, you know what? I got 9 out of 10 on speed dial. No, if it's trade on me, do me a favor. Do not get on that goddamn treadmill. You decide to say, you know what? I'm going to just go for a walk. No, if it's trade on me. Only to realize the manufacturer of the treadmill, then they decide to go off balance. No, hold on 1 second. I wasn't trying to skip a goddamn beat. My heart. No, the trade on me. All you trying to run in today, what's going on? You trying to grasp, but then the day, hold on 1 second. I put it on walking distance at the end of the day. Why am I running? It's a train of thought for me. I shouldn't have smoked that joint. I swear I shouldn't have. No, the train told me. Only for someone to look at you at the end of the day. They see you breathing, you okay, or whatever case may be. Mentally, you're far gone. No, it's the train told me because you're trying to figure out your mental health at the day. Why didn't I listen to my intuition? No, it's a train over me. This fool that you got there, whatever the case may be, they say, you know what? Do we need to call 9910 for you? You trying to figure out your train of thought at the end of the day. You barely could speak. So then they decide to participate and call. Hold on 1 second. We got to be on the same page. I want to make sure that you go home safe and sound. Because I brought you here, and I got to make sure that you okay. I may not be entertainment to the average person, and that's okay. Gang stalking is real till it's your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. Never give up on yourself when someone tries to project fear in you. You don't have to know someone for someone to gang stalk you, and I say that respectfully. It doesn't matter if they're elderly or not at the end of the day. How someone will try to project spell work on you, gang stalk you, or even try to humiliate you to ruin your reputation, all because you was willing to choose you. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself, no pretenders. No mother or father or family member should lose a family member or a child due to someone's jealousy, envy, insecurity, or because someone has the mindset at the end of the day, they don't want someone to elevate or prosper because someone decided to change their life around. Individual project spell work, have a hate group towards someone monitors someone's every move far as gang stalking, all because someone decided to say, you know what, I don't have a part of my journey today. I'm not running from my past, but hold on 1 second, my conscience actually is different today. I decided to choose me when it comes to my testimony. And certain folks will try to still put themselves part of the narrative that they still have validation and they still have, certain things that's still connected to you. No, I haven't changed. I've been let you go a couple of years ago. I've been distancing myself from you a long time ago. This type of stuff actually happens. And no mother or father should lose a child due to hate crime. Because someone lacks self-control, someone lacks self-discipline. It didn't matter if someone came from poverty and pain or not. Because people pick and choose who they want to bully at the end of the day. My content is not for everyone, and I say respectfully. No mother or father should have a child stripped away from them due to someone's lack of self-control, or because someone wants to project spell work or send someone an evil eye, or someone wants to have the mindset at the end of the day to ruin a mother and father. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Entertainment purpose only. No, it's a straight on me, god darn it. My content is not everybody, and that's okay. No, it's a straight over me. You know, when you're the lesbian in the family or the gay one in the family, or you just, in a relationship or whatever the case may be, and you have that older brother or sibling or family member that you're trying to reach out to, no ever straight on me. You know, when you have those associates or family members that truly say they love you, and you can reach out to me anytime or whatever the case may be. I got your back. No ever straight on me. They decided to pop up on you today. Random situation. No ever tricked off me. Dealing with a lesbian at the end of the day, those relationships breakups be really bad. No ever tricked on me. Any relationship is a bad breakup at the end of the day when someone truly is going through the most of the day. When you got that one family that can't explain themselves as to what the fuck just transpired and transpired in the day. No ever tricked off me. How you got that one family member that's always rooting you on like, yo, you deserve someone good. No, you deserve someone to be on the same goddamn page. Did you know if it shaked of you? I hate your feelings today. No, if it shaked of me. Only for this fool to realize I'm gonna who cheated on you? Who did what? No, ever straight on me. You got the booger nose, you crying out real bad. At the end of the day, they trying to figure out their mental health and if they okay. No, it's a change them because they don't know how to handle this goddamn situation. What a breakup. Oh my God. I hope this don't put on my little heart one day. I hope nobody hurt me the way they hurt you. No, it's a trade on me. You ever had one of those friends or family members associates today that see what you going through and all they can do is hold on a second? Lord, just one day, I just pray at the end of the day, I don't have to come into this crossfire head the trade on me because the devil's a goddamn lie. I do not want to be bent out of shit like this fool. No, the trade on me. Only about to hold on 1 second. What happened to your proper tools? What happened to helping me get me up? No, it's the trade on me. You can barely pick me up. It's the trade on me when it comes to your goddamn hope. How am I supposed to be directed when it comes to this conversation? My content is not for everyone. Gang stalking is real. Individuals will hack your device, your accounts, your emails, monitor your every move. They will monitor your mail, your packages. They will even act like you got your package at the end of the day. They will even sign for your documentation at the end of the day. They will try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even project support towards you. Regardless if you're an entrepreneur or not, at the end of the day, they will even be the ones behind the scenes and having people disrespect you or making sure at the end of the day that you don't prosper when it comes to your content. How they will have folks in the background that look at you like competition at the end of the day, and they will say, you know what, destroy that person. They will even project spoke towards you, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day at the end of the day. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But gang stalking is real to your household. These individuals will act like they had a conversation with you. They will act like they know you at the end of the day. They will act like at the end of the day that you participated in certain conversations, or you was by their side, or whatever the case may be. It's the straight over me. They will even try to bring harm towards you. They will project fear into you. It doesn't matter if someone's an addict or a single mother or father or a family household at the end of the day, to project spoke towards you or send you the evil eye or to bring harm towards you, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you never did it for likes and music, clout chasing, or fame. My content is not for everyone. It's not. I worship the good God with no misintentions, and I'm far from a hater. I'm not a genuine lover, but F hits different when it comes to faith. That forever love at the end of the day will never understand that God didn't make a mistake. Hold on a second, that alpha is different. How God was truly showing you, how God was truly stepping for you, when God truly showed you potential. You had folks that was truly haters at the end of the day. They ain't like the fact that you knew how to master hold on 1 second self-confidence when it comes to self-control at the end of the day. They was already paying you out to be a crash show, so they had to dim you like the hold on 1 second, project spoke to stop everything that was going on in your life, but God was truly showing you a balance that hates different at the end of the day. Even when folks was participating in the sport in a toxic way, they were sending the evil lie, telling you everyone like when it came to gang stalking, but God let you understand what the devil actually looks like when it comes to revealing the enemy. Hold on 1 second, they would never understand your concentration at the end of the day when it came to hold on 1 second, actually having potential. This type of stuff actually happened when it comes to certain folks' mental health at the end of the day. When they paint you to be something you truly not, because hold on 1 second, you was willing to understand faith has different. Hold on 1 second. I knew how to take accountability for my actions. I chose me when you overlooked me. I loved me when you couldn't relate to me. I understood at the end of the day, I wasn't trying to be, hold on 1 second, part of your I wasn't trying to be part of your competition when it was truly one-sided. When it came to your lack of self-control, when it came to your vision, your low IQ score, it'd be the train of thought for me. How folks got so much to say when they truly trying to realize the hold on 1 second. They need to tell themselves their only apology. Because how you got so much time and day to sin spoke in a toxic way, gang stalking somebody when you could truly pour into yourself at the end of the day. When you want someone to be on an empty stomach, you trying to rob them mentally, spiritually, financially, or because they understood L actually hits different when it comes to unconditional love. Hold on 1 second, someone truly loving themselves. That's what you try to benefit off at the end of the day. How folks are energy harvest off your energy or project spirit towards you or even blackmail you against you or because you truly was willing to choose you. You know, my content is not for everyone. I'm not a genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. No, it's a traitor told me my content. I'm right. That's okay. Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. I love to talk about love. The energy is different. You know, it was truth, never did at the end of the day. Because when God gave you the key to actually balance someone's heart, who would have knew that someone would be praying for you? You know, someone wasn't trying to shortchange your mental health when it comes to growth, being on the same page. When God was really showing you balance actually is different. You know, folks was not rooting you on for all the right reasons that ended because they truly wasn't for you. You know, the outside world sending you the evil lie, throwing spoken and toxic away, but you was on divine time when it came to hold on 1 second. The devil was trying to tell so many lies, but God was really protecting your mental when it came to your faith. How someone truly knew how to be on the same page when it come to being authentic. That hold on 1 second, you wasn't trying to switch on someone. You wasn't trying to switch up on someone when they brought peace into their life. You know, it wasn't competition at the end. They let on lust. Hold on 1 second, you have to get physical to dim somebody's light. You know, because true love is real. True love is one of a kind with the right one truly for you. Overcoming the weather that couldn't relate to at the end of the day. That energy is different when your past try to spin a block the day. But God also protected you from what you overcame. When it comes to hold on 1 second, that boundary actually is different when it comes to showing up for yourself in the most healthiest way. Yeah, you mad and you're worthy. Don't dim your light. Now, ever straight off of me. You know, finally someone sees you, hears you, respects you. That energy is different when it comes to someone actually communicating with you. Wow, you gained the love and the best friend. That vocabulary actually is different. You know, someone truly showing you that hold on 1 second they was truly invested. You know, someone praying for you, not against you. I may not pray the same, but who would have knew that true love wasn't competition? You know, you found your forever crush when you least expected. You know, even when the outside world was gang stalking that innocent person, the love of your life at the end of the day, even when they was projected forward in a toxic way, they tried to make you feel blindsided when it came to the love of your life, but God didn't make a mistake because God revealed that mask at the end of the day to show you at the end of the day it's going to be folks, it's not going to be happy for you. You know, when God was really showing why God was really cheering for you, when you said, hold on 1 second, I just want someone to love me, to be on the same page, emotionally available, who would have knew that true love would allow you to feel so ungenuine and true? You know, my content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. Always be yourself, no extensions. No, ever trade over me. I love to talk about love. No, ever trade over me. Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. You know, you trust the process. You ain't have to dare at the end of the day because it truly wasn't your vocabulary. You made a wish fulfillment at the end of the day when you actually prayed. Only was the hold on 1 second, someone was having the mindset of hold on 1 second, playing mind games. You know, you have folks in the outside world, but they was truly testing your faith at the end of the day, but God didn't make a mistake when God gave you the proper strength to acknowledge your worth, that you are worthy of someone loving you the right way. You got folks in different tax brackets, regardless they keep in poverty and pain. They were sending spoken and tax away, all because you understood your reality actually is going to hit different when it comes to overcoming the pain. You know, your past, hold on 1 second, that you wasn't running from. How folks try to blackmail you, but you truly understood your potential. How someone wolf and tail could truly pour into you, and he was far from born at the end of the day when someone truly knew how to love you. You know, because someone fumbled you when it came to your past, but only was the hold on 1 second, someone truly understood at the end of the day your future could truly last. You know, someone bringing peace into your life wasn't complicated. That energy is different when someone truly knew how to protect your heart, to treat you right the first time around. It was truly a blessing. You know, you may not pray the same as the average person, but someone truly sure at the end of the day, they brought peace into your life. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because moments, the energy is different. You know, when the outside world, you ain't got to know individuals for them to send spoke in a toxic way, let alone send an evil lie, let alone gang stalk your every move, trying to blackmail you against you, to try to confuse. Hold on 1 second, to love your life, but God didn't make a mistake when God was showing you at the end of the day that the love your life didn't have to pretend to love you the first time around because they was trying to have the cake and eat it too. You know, that energy is different when someone's really praying for you, not playing what you're meant to, but truly know how to protect your heart, to be emotionally available. You know, I'm not yet genuine respect, and I would never hurt myself regardless to who's trying to dim my light. I am my biggest cheerleader, and I say that respectfully. Regardless of what man or woman or child in the day is trying to rob me mentally, spiritually, or financially, or who's gang stalking me, or who's monitoring my every move at the end of the day, or regardless to who has me shadow banned, or regardless who's projecting sport towards me, I would never hurt myself, and I'm far from a hater. We may not pray the same, but at the end of the day, no, it's a trait. I know how to respect my neighbor, woman's intentions. No, for real, it's a trait, no, for me. When God sends the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. They don't look at you like competition, good day, bad day, or misunderstand. They ain't sending you spell work or sending you evil eye. No, it's a trait on me. They not. No, they not. It's a trait on me. They ain't gang stalking you. They not part of the hate group. No. They not doing all that. Always be yourself with intentions. I'm Naya, genuine respect, entertainment purpose only. No, it's a trait on me, god darn it. You ever been minding your business? You ever had that one friend at the end of the day that's been going through so much trials and tribulations when it comes to life? No, it's a trait over me. You know he was in a relationship that they couldn't get away? No, it's a trait over me. And you accidentally decide to leave your edibles around or whatever the case may be, and this fool thought it was a vitamin. No, it's a trait on me. I don't took drugs not good. No, it's a trait on me. But hold on one second. What happened? You know how you have that one friend that said, I need to talk. Come on over, friend, come on over. Come on over, friend, come on over. No, it's a trait over me, goddammit. They come over, you got them, settled in, they good. You turn around for 60 seconds. This fool decides to pick up an edible and says, I gotta go. Where you going? Evan changed over. You just got here, fool. This fool starts to realize why they came to your house in the first place. Northern changed over. They need a divorce. Ah! Oh. Evan changed over. What did I miss, friend? No, the trade told me, when you got that one particular friend or family member that's going through so many trials and tribulations in life when it comes to their relationship and someone couldn't just treat them right and be on the same goddamn page when they say, I do. No, the trade told for me. Only the realize at the end of the day, it took that one edible for someone to be speedily signing documentations to say at the end of the day, I need it done now. I don't want to hurt myself another day. Therapy session actually went good. Not the check because I want nobody to hurt you too, friend. It's a check off of me. My content is not for everyone. And I say respectfully, I'm Naya, genuine respect when it comes to my creativity. I never gave nobody permission to use my documentation to blackmail me against me or to make money off of me, regardless to who has me shadow banned, regardless to what elder, adult, man, woman is threatening my life or a child at the end of the day, or regardless who has me shadow banned. I would never hurt myself. Always be yourself. I don't worship the devil. My soul was never for sale, and I say it respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. What's up, neighbor? Far from a hater. Hold on 1 second. You out here catching your blessings. It wasn't a rejection because you understood your right from your left when you overcame those lessons. That testimony actually hits different. They would never understand. They had to play bespoke all because your mental actually hits different. They wanted to see you frown, but God was balancing your smile at the end of the day. Hey, neighbor. Far from a hater. Dang, it took groups amongst the folks different tags back when it came to that community. At the end, they try to rob you, mentally, spiritually, financially, even gang stalk you, trying to humble you, trying to make you homeless. At the end, they all because they truly saw your potential. They even try to copy your swag. At the end, they being authentic, but it wasn't within them because you truly had a rhythm when it comes to God's folk. They didn't have to worship the devil. They would never understand you was far from pretending, being authentic. Hold on 1 second. You know how to pray for your neighbor even when they couldn't see. You look at your neighbor like competition when they don't understand their own discipline and stay in their lane. Hold on 1 second. You wasn't seeking revenge when you truly speaking up for yourself. They try to paint you to be someone who truly wasn't. Hold on 1 second, but you truly fall from a crash out when you truly walk. I may not make sense to the average person, and that's okay. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. Always be yourself, no misintentions. I am my biggest cheerleader, and I say it respectfully. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for like music, conversation, fame. Never allow a man or a woman to make you feel at the end of the day that you're not worthy of your voice. Regardless if they threaten your life, they say at the end of the day they will have multiple people in different communities go up against you. Even try to rob you mentally, spiritually, or financially at the end of the day, or even energy harvest off your energy, or project sport towards you, or even monitor your every move. You matter and you are worthy. You know, individuals will take your kindness or weakness and try to blackmail you against you or paint you out to be the villain in the story, all because, hold on one second, you wasn't seeking revenge, being authentic. How folks will send you low vibrational frequency when it comes to, hold on one second, they rhythm when it comes to, hold on one second, they music flow of choice. And then at the end of the day, when you speak up for yourself, they say that you're mentally unstable. Hold on one second. When you actually had a choice. You had a choice to choose yourself. You had a choice to actually pray to ask God to truly protect you. They would never understand your mental actually is different when you were truly the blessing to yourself. It wasn't seeking revenge besides being a truth teller. That's going to bother certain folks' mental health at the end of the day when you was far from a crash out. When it's at the end of the day. When they was praying on your downfall. You're mad and you're worthy. Didn't have to pretend to be authentic. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and I'm far from a hater, and I'm far from a copycat regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me. Always be yourself with intentions. I'm far from a sex worker or an addict or a narcotics addict, and I say respectfully, it's not a crime to be yourself. Never allow someone to make you feel like you're not worthy of choosing you. Keep choosing you. You're mad and you're worthy. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. No, it's a trade over me, goddamn. Only be yourself and nobody says no, it's a trade over me. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, regardless of who's trying to blackmail me against me, and I say respectfully. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, individuals try to ruin your reputation. You don't have to know certain individuals within the day that people probably try to want to be in a relationship with you or try to work with you or try to communicate with you at the end of the day. Individuals would try to project sport towards them and you. They will hack your device, your accounts, your emails. They will have folks monitoring your every move, didn't matter what next door neighbor was that day, regardless of the county, country, or continent, or zip code they was in. When they try to blackmail you against you, to paint you to be something that you're truly not. They will even frame you and plot scenes to try to destroy you at the end of the day. They would try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even try to make you homeless. They have folks that works in different departments or whatever the case may be, just to make sure you don't elevate in life. It's a train of thought for me how this type of stuff actually happens. You don't have to know someone at the end of the day. You come and pass them with somebody, and they will have the mindset of hate, jealousy, and envy. And they don't want you to be the one to have a voice when it comes to your faith, showing up for you, because they already painted you to be a crash out when you was never their enemy. Always be yourself, most attentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. Loving yourself, the better yourself, never dim your light. Say they try to test your neighbor, they try to test your neighbor. Hold on 1 second, they was surely trying to test you. But schooling is different when you understood God's motion. Hold on 1 second. Schooling actually is different when you understand God's motion, when God got control. Even when the devil or the enemy got your back against the wall, how they try to make you feel like you're supposed to be a crash out, but you truly felt far from wilding out. They didn't want you to believe in your faith, but your conscience is different when you truly actually motivating at the end of the day, being high vibrational. They would try to kick you down right to left and destroy you in the most unhealthiest way. They would try to make you feel like you're supposed not to be worthy of choosing yourself. You know, they're supposed to make you feel like they're supposed to distract yourself. They even project sport on you because you had tools within you can relate to what's going within, unconditional love started within. They gotta throw beauty, magic, play with your finds at the end of the day. Try to make you feel like you're not supposed to be worthy of understanding your own nutrition at the end of the day so you can feed yourself. But when God restored you for all the right reasons, they would never understand that testimony actually has different because you was never competing with your neighbor at the end of the day, being authentic. I may not make sense to the average person, but it's not a crime to be authentic, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. What's up, butterfly? It started one day at a time. You know, they would never understand hard times actually has different. You know, growth and actually acting your body weight when you outgrew that monster and they being immature. They would never understand the days of the week. How you kept continue to choose yourself to hold on 1 second. You was far from weak. When God was showing you your strength, showing you at the end of the day that motivation actually has different, being your biggest cheerleader. When folks try to mislead you the wrong way, when you didn't have to pretend. That energy is different, wasn't running from your reflection. You know, your past, the end they taking account for your actions. It was certain folks during your journey that wasn't rooting for you, but who would have knew that you didn't stop showing up for you when you almost did at the end of the day. You had to actually practice what you preach. Hold on one second. They would never understand it wasn't competition. You had folks sending you the evil out right to left. Did you have to know them or not at the end of the day? But it wasn't hesitation. You know, because they was throwing spoken in a toxic way, but God showed you why God allowed you to see, why God never switched up on you, because God still remained the same, because God was pouring love into you that they couldn't relate to. Hold on one second. That's why you understood your potential, to understand that you're beautiful, you're handsome. When God allowed you to see the faith that God endowed within you, that light hits different when it comes to the end of the tunnel. You was never in competition with your neighbor being authentic. They would never understand that they was playing on your downfall, but God was showing at the end of God brought you balance, acknowledge your worth, that you are worthy. You know that energy is different when God was showing you direction. You know you're mad and you're worthy, butterfly. It's certain folks that's going to try to dim your light regardless to what you're going through at the end of the day. Regardless, you got your last dollar in your pocket, but never give up on yourself when it comes to, hold on one second, that unconditional love started within. You're going to have folks in different tags bracket throwing spoken in a toxic way. They're going to try to confuse you, but never dim your light. And I say that respectfully. You're mad and you're worthy. I'm not your genuine respect, and we all don't pray the same, but I'm far from a hater. Neighbor. Now, as a check, all be yourself, but no, but my cousin, but that's okay. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community, stop the violence in the community. Peace and respect, your neighbors, don't you better, stop the violence. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. I'm far from a hater, regardless who got me shot up, man, or not. At the end of the day, I would never hurt myself. Always be yourself. I put everything in my Heavenly Mother and Father God's hands, regardless to who's sending me negative energy or sending me spell work, or regardless to what man or woman or elderly or child in the day is projecting spell work towards me or is gang stalking me. I would never hurt myself when I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. I'm not aging respect. When God sends direct into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. It don't matter about their culture, religion, their sexual orientation, their disability, or age. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. No, it's a trade though. I don't do no third-party conversations when it comes to my creativity. And I say respectfully, I work with my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God. Always be yourself. My soul was never for sale. And I do not worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. Today is currently November 7th, 2005. No, it's a check on me. Is it? Yeah, gotta go. Still healing from a hate crime. I would never hurt myself. Far from a hater.